How's it going, guys? It's Cole from See-Through Panel showing off my haul from December 2023 and January 2024. There was a mix-up with the packages and a bunch of stuff, but got everything. It's a really big haul. I'm going to have to reach across the table for a lot of stuff. Let's just get straight into it. Not going to be spoiling anything. Most of these books I haven't read. Just going to be talking about why I like them, why I bought them. And yeah, just covering the basic physical quality of the book and looking at the art a little bit. First off, Fear Agent by Rick Remender, Tony Moore, Jerome Pena, and Mike Hawthorne. Published by Image in these editions. Gigantic deluxe editions. Look how thick this is. Let me grab a trade. Yeah, here's a 4-issue mini series. That's a 4-issue mini series compared to this deluxe edition. Yeah, here's the spine. Fear Agent, 2-volume set, covers everything. Beautiful production, spot varnish, obviously. These retail for $60 US. I would recommend buying them from somewhere you can get them a little cheaper. Cheap graphic novels, in-stock trades, Amazon. I mean, local bookstore would be great if you're willing to pay full price. If you support a local comic shop or something, definitely do that. Yeah, this is a series I've always wanted to read. It's been really hard to get physically. Now I finally have it. I haven't even cracked these. Oof, the spines are going to be stiff. I don't know if you guys know how to, flex the spine on a book, but this is how I was taught to do it. I'll show you. Pull both the covers down. Take a little bit of pages on each side. Put them down. And just do that until you've done the entirety of the book. And that's how you flex the spine out. I don't know if this actually works. This is how I was taught to do it. I mean, the less pages at a time, the better. I'm only going to do this once. I'm sorry. I'll get through it faster here. How about it? Let's just call that good. I'll show you some of the art. It's such a nice book. I didn't want to just break the spine instantly. So, Tony Moore and Jerome Pena, fantastic artists, very different styles. They are a little closer in this book than I would imagine them to be when I think about their styles now. It kind of does feel nice and cohesive in this book. This is Tony Moore. And it's just a sci-fi story. I don't know anything about it. A fear agent sounds like a job or a title, probably. I don't know what it means. I've read these digitally, the first couple issues, a long time ago. Here's some early Jerome Pena. A long time ago, but I never got deep into it because I didn't really want to read it digitally. I wanted to read it physically. These are such oversized. I'll show you the... That's how big of an edition this is. Rick Remender's hardcovers come just as these gigantic, thick, ridiculously sized, high production value, beautiful books, and they always say giant generator down there nowadays, which is awesome. This is going to go right on the Remender shelf, which is just getting overly large these days. Let's do Clobberin' Time next because I already showed it. Steve Scroce, I don't know how to say his name, doing art and writing, but for Marvel. Just checking. Brian Valenza on color, Joe Sabino on letters. Collects a 5-issue. It was actually 5 issues, not 4. And $16 US. Thin Little trade paperback. Steve Scroce. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, even if it's wrong. Doing the classically detailed, extremely high line count work that you expect from him. And just doing a phenomenal job on what is basically just a book about the Thing fighting through time and space and getting into all sorts of shenanigans that he has to fix. It's almost like a team-up book as well. Hulk in issue 1. I think it's Wolverine in issue 2. Yep. And then, what else do we get? Doctor Strange. Doctor Doom. And I think the final issue is kind of, mostly just a Thing. The most iconic pairing, obviously, would be the Thing and Hulk, which I'm really excited about. He does a nice, it almost looks like a short, squat Hulk compared to, He's not that much bigger than the Thing in that shot, which is kind of weird compared to how you see him now, and he's just this colossal figure in most of the Marvel comics now. But yeah, it's a very classic Hulk. Purple pants. Looks awesome to me. I gotta go quick because there's a lot of books. Okay. I got Dawn to Dawn Volume 6 because I had to run to the bookstore and grab it because I didn't even know it was out, and I must have forgotten to pre-order it. I got that, and then let's get through this a little bit. I mean, we know what this looks like. Yuki no Butatsu. I show off this book all the time because I love it. But it's looking awesome. This new... Not new character, but this new transformation for this character. I'm not going to say much about this. It looks amazing. Super excited for this arc to wrap up, hopefully, in this volume right here. Not sure if it will. Got TKO Presents Tales of Terror with... I can never really tell what the difference is between the production here. See how... You can see this line right here running through the book. That's like its spine. This has like a tiny one. The production just feels higher quality, and I don't know what that's about. Like, this is just a little glued binding, and I'm sure this is just a glued binding as well. But it just feels higher production quality. It's also just oversized for a paperback, as you can see. TKO really does it well. So I bought their Tales of Terror because I was feeling in the horror mood. I mean, the list, I guess I should read the price out, huh? There is a sticker on it. It costs a certain amount of American dollars. I don't know what it costs. Look at the names on here. We got Alex Packnadell, Steve Fox, Baldemar Rivas, Paul Azaceta, Michael Morecci. I don't know a lot of these people, to be honest. Jen Hickman, Gabriel Walta, Jeff Powell. That's just a letter, but he does great work. Steve Wands does great work, if I haven't said that. And then a lot of new artists, which is also a fantastic thing, because I kind of am in a feedback loop sometimes where I just buy this stuff from... That's Baldemar Rivas. I just buy the stuff from the creators I know, and I don't get exposed to new creators that way, and so this is a good way for me to do that. This art looks fantastic. Yeah, just a horror anthology. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh my god. Who's doing this? The Walk. Who's doing The Walk? Jesus... I don't know. I'm not going to try it. Right there. That name. That name's doing The Walk. So that looks awesome. And then we've got a book I've been waiting actual years for to even get announced. I was waiting like 2 to 3 years just for this to get more than that. A long time. For Go Tanabe and his adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's The Shadow over Nsmith. I've been wanting this forever. Published by Dark Horse. Little paperback, pocket kind of looking thing, even though it's nice and thick. $30 US. It is just a phenomenal... I haven't read it, but I can tell you right now it's a fantastic, beautifully illustrated adaptation of a classic H.P. Lovecraft story, because he did Mountains of Madness and The Hound and Other Stories, and they were amazing. Some of my favorite things I have on my shelf. I haven't really talked about them much on this channel, because I read them so long ago and I haven't covered them. Just like the best kind of adaptation of a Lovecraft work that you could ask for. This is really just some of the best stuff in comics in terms of like adaptations and I don't want to say non-original work, but you know what I mean. Taking something outside of comics, bringing it into comics in such a way where it feels transformative to the work but keeps it just pristine and as it was. Let's get a little forward here so we can see some stuff. Yeah. He draws just like what is supposed to be unknowable, unthinkable shapes and entities just wonderfully. Everything in Lovecraft is, so vague and you can't possibly see it or you go crazy, so depicting it is always a challenge. But, yeah, I cannot wait to read that. It looks awesome. Atmosphere is just off the charts, too, with Go Tanabe. Then I picked up, while I was at the bookstore, I just picked up, I have a dog, and this fabric cover catches so much hair. Why do they do this? The Mysteries by Bill Watterson and John Catched. Very interesting book. So, I've not read literally anything by Watterson. There's only really one thing to read by Watterson besides this, but such a weird way to make this. It's story by Bill Watterson, pictures by John Cash and Bill Watterson. And they mean that kind of literally, because these are, like, it's art, but it's on top of pictures of, like, 3D physical models, like clay models. So I don't even know. Like, I watched a video on the making of this. That's like a clay model. And then they've drawn over it and, like, kind of done up the image and stuff, I think. I couldn't tell you. Like, you can tell and see that it's not just conventional 2D art, because there's a lot of, like, texture and shape there and dimension. But I don't know if I could have told you that just at looking at it, to be honest. It's just so bizarre. Very interesting work. And it's just so far from what I think of when I think of the medium of comics. But, I mean, it is comics. It's sequential storytelling through images. Yeah, just so strange. Yeah, excited to read that, because it's just a kooky one. Up next, something I never thought I'd see. Collected Topi Volume 10, Future Perfect by Magnetic Press. Retailing for $25 US. Every one of these Magnetic Press books is worth your money, in my opinion. It is Sergio Topi's view on the future and what it might look like in his classic style. Ignore that. That didn't happen. I should have been careful. It's Topi. In his classic style. Yeah. See, normally I'd have to, like, restart the video and get really specific about what pages I do and don't show, but I'm not doing that this time. Yeah, it's just Sergio Topi doing, like, a future thing. I don't know anything about it. I just know I'm going to love the art. I mean, look at this. Look at all the shapes and crazy lines and things. Crazy, yeah. But, to be honest, don't know what it's about. I'll find out. Usually just a collection of short stories about a certain location or topic. Vicente Segreles, The Mercenary, Volume 2 of The Formula, published by NBM. This is the final volume. It was $18, which is a freaking tragedy. This is the last volume that was going to be printed in this series because they just weren't selling enough. So this is the last volume. I did see a nudity warning on the back, so I am going to be really sneaky and show you pages as I look at them. Okay. Alright, everything's kosher. That's as far as we're going. But as you can tell, it's beautifully painted fantasy art. I'm just... The first one just blew me away. I showed it in a haul, but I don't think I showed it in a video just by itself. I'll probably do them together because they're so short, mostly images. I don't think the first one had any words, if I remember right. There's just not a lot to cover, but maybe together I can make a video of them. Or maybe I can do them in like a top fantasy books or something, because they'll fit there. Up next, 20th Century Men by Denise Camp, Stepan Morian, Aditya Bidikar. I'm sorry if I slaughtered all those. Image Comics published it, and it retailed for $25 US. What can I say about that? The Toby book was the same price, and it's a hardcover, and it's beautiful work. This, I'm sure, is awesome work. I'm just saying, format-wise, you get less money when you buy Image, Marvel, or DC. Your money's not worth as much there. But the work looks beautiful, from what I've seen. The series was a hit, and I can see why. I'm really excited to read it. I've read a lot of stuff about like what the themes may be, and I'm trying to forget all that because I want to really investigate on my own. The art looks so... There's this theme going around where I'm reading a lot of books where these artists switch their styles up and do all sorts of different things. And I love it because I love when artists like really show what they're capable of. And this artist, Stepan Morian, which I'm not Morian, he seems to be doing that, and I cannot get enough. Just beautiful stuff. Ooh, lines all through the book like it was gashed. What's that about? Just on that one page. Yeah. I'm taking too long. Looks awesome. Don't know what it's about. Yeah, and I've heard that Denise Camp can write a hell of a book. So this one's pretty self-explanatory why I bought it. It's Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. That's all I need to know. Where the Body Was, published by Image, as always. Looks like it retails for $25 US. Oh, it's a crime and a thriller. Who would have thought? Ooh, open with a map, huh? Okay. Jacob Phillips colored it. Thank God. I've loved his colors on his dad's work. I was worried he would stop doing that now that he's doing his own thing with the Enfield Gang Massacre and that Texas Blood. So yeah, just when you get an Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips book, you're getting a hard-hitting crime noir type book. It's just, I mean, what can I say? They're the dynamic duo of comics. They always knock it out of the park. Never read a bad book by them. It's always awesome. So that's all I'll say about that. After that, we've got Dracula by Bram Stoker. Or sorry, well, it is that. Bram Stoker's Dracula by George Bess. I'm not familiar with Bess. I know that he was a big name, and I know that Magnetic Press published this book, and so the production is insane, and I love it. It's like Fabric-y, but not really. Not like The Mysteries was, where it catches all that hair. Retail for $35 US. Beautiful, like kind of sheen all over that, the metallic effect. Varnish on this here, Dracula embossment. Cover treatment's just awesome. Oversized, rounded corners like you'd expect with Magnetic. And I thought that it looked so gorgeous I couldn't stay away. And I'm really excited for it. Ooh. Yeah. Kickstarter, I should say. I'm sure this is on the market by now. I got it in a Kickstarter. So, yeah. I also got its companion, Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. George Bess. Adaptation. Spot varnish on the man right there. Or the monster, I should say. Published by Magnetic. Once again, I'm assuming it's $35 US. Yep. Same cover treatment, but silver instead of red here. And I'm assuming a very similar vibe on the inside. Yeah. Just two adaptations of classic horror stories that I personally cannot wait to read. I'm really excited for it. So, be my first encounter with the creator. So I'm really excited to get to know his style and everything. Let me pull some books from across the table. Okay. What do we got? Up next, let's do a double whammy of two Hellboy books. We got Hellboy in Love by Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, Matt Smith, and Chris O'Halloran. We've got Miss Truesdale and the Fall of Hyperborea by Mike Mignola and Jesse Lonergan. What was that Jesse Lonergan book that really pulled me in? What's the name? Hedra or something like that? Silent, single issue story. Art did all the talking. Phenomenal. Jesse Lonergan work. This is $25 US. That's what really made me want to buy this. Love his art and the way he tells stories. Mike Mignola by himself telling a story, also a big draw. No, most of the time he has the big ideas, or maybe he's just a consultant. But in this one, it seems to be a Mike Mignola story. So I was very down for that. And just really excited to read this one. You know, I realized today I haven't read a Junji Ito book in over a year. I was looking at my list and it has nothing to do with this book, but look at that. You haven't read a Junji Ito book in over a year, so that's going to change. That's insane. So I have like 4 Junji Ito books I haven't read. And then Hellboy in Love, as I said, usually we have another writer kind of doing the scripting aspect rather than the broad story. So that's Christopher Golden with Matt Smith on art with Chris O'Halloran. This was $25 as well. Dark Horse, I should say, on both these, obviously. I don't know what this is. I assume Hellboy's like on a mission. He works closely on that mission with a woman who he then falls in love with. That probably can't end well because we know Hellboy's story. Okay, yeah. Art by Matt Smith. Dave Stewart colors. Nice. I wondered because he hasn't been doing all of them lately. Wait, so did he color Truesdale? Or does Lonergan color himself? He colors himself, okay. But yeah, glad Dave Stewart's on this one. Matt Smith always a little heavy on the ink for me, like for my taste. He still definitely works well in the Hellboy world. He definitely has that same feel as the classic Mignola stuff. Just very classic looking coloring by Stewart here. It almost looks like it's supposed to be like a late 80s piece. Interesting, tonally. Ooh, my boy, Ape Sapien. Looks good to me. I'm not sure about any of this. I just love Hellboy stuff, so I buy it. This is the weirdest one in the book. I don't know anything about this. Book 1 of Moonray. Book 1 titled Mother's Skin. Brandon Graham doing the writing. And that guy or gal or whoever, Giorgio G. Penalta. I'm so sorry. Where's the price? It was published by Living the Line. I don't know what this is. I've just never read a Brandon Graham book. And I know he's usually writer-artist, if I'm correct. And I probably should start with that, but it just seemed like really interesting and weird. So that's already awesome. So chromatic. Wow, yeah. So this is going to be weird, man. This is going to be really weird, I feel like. I'm sure if you've read Graham stuff, then you know better than I. We're starting out for like a samurai duel. And then we're in space. There's a pyramid. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. So clean. So, like, almost Lynn Claire. Just very Mobius looking. Which is a plus in my book. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It looks insane. Wow, holy. I love when something can surprise me, and it's kind of cheating because this is a big name in comics, like a bigger name in comics. He's well loved and he does good work. It's just that I don't know who wow, holy God, who's coloring this? Oh, art by Brandon Graham and Giorgio G. Penalta. Oh, so I am getting Brandon Graham, but I'm also getting Penalta. That's even better. So I don't know who's doing what process, if they're both penciling and inking, if one of them is just coloring. I have no idea. This page is insane and awesome. I can't really show all of it. That's so sad. I don't know what this is. Moonray Index, The Gods. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is sweet. I mean, I know that he's a big name in comics. It's just like, to me, it's like I've opened a door to something new and amazing and incredible that I would never have found, even though I could have easily found it, probably with his other books. Just never did. I gotta go. I've been getting caught up. I got 2 more books. Essential Judge Dredd, Dredd vs. Death. John Wagner, Brian Boland, Alan Grant, Brett Ewins, Cliff Robinson, Robin Smith. This was $25 US. Big floppy paperback, oversized, from Rebellion, 2000 AD, same thing. Yeah, it's classic Dredd vs. Death comics. The original Judge Death by Wagner and Boland is in here, and it's original black and white. I wanted to order one a while ago that was out, but it was colored. Like they did like a more modern coloring over it, and I thought it looked really weird. So I waited for this to come back into print. Probably the only real like original Brian Boland art I have. I mostly just have like covers and stuff. There's only interior Brian Boland art I have, I think. But, yeah, not a big Dredd guy, but I love the style of it. I've always loved the idea of it. So I figure some classic Dredd stories could not hurt, especially with great art. Ooh, there's that classic. Everyone's seen this spread if you're into Judge Dredd. Awesome. Getting into some more modern stuff, clearly. This is where I don't want to badmouth anybody. Sometimes in these what are they called? Progs? In the progs of 2000 AD, the art just takes a hit, and it's like it's still good and serviceable and like works well for the story. It's just when you open the book and it's Brian Boland, It's just, like, unfair to everyone else, honestly. But it is what it is. And then we've got Eerie Volume 3, collecting Eerie 11 through 15 by Dark Horse. $25. Everything today was $25, apparently. Let's see who we got. Yeah, we got Otto Binder, Johnny Craig, Tom Sutton, Bill Pearson, Archie Goodwin. And then on art, we've got Neil Adams, Dan Adkins, Pat Boyette, Eugene Colin, Reed Crandall, Frank Frazetta. There's people I should know, but I don't. Wally Wood is in here. Al Williamson, Alex Toth. Oh my God. Joe Orlando. Gray Morrow. I love Gray Morrow. Pardon my language. Yeah, so that's why I buy these books. I mean, this is easy, right? I am now done buying them, though. The thing is, I've said this before when I've opened these. I'm buying Eerie and Creepy volumes 1 through 3. And I'm just kind of buying them as more of an archival thing. I don't appreciate older comics as much as I wish I did. And so I'm really buying this just to like have this piece of history and really admire the art. The storytelling I could give or take. It is really fun sometimes to read a classic horror story, but I have just trouble. For multiple weeks, I tried to review Creepy Volume 1 on this channel, but I couldn't, like... The books aren't meant to just sit down and binge read the whole thing. This is a monthly magazine, and I was trying to read, like, 5 or 6 months worth of that all in one read through, and it was just too much. I just like to have them. I like to stare at the art. I've seen this one before. Wait. I swear I've seen this one before. Voodoo. Hey, this is in Creepy Volume 1. I have it right here. You can't trick me. I know this. This is definitely in Creepy Volume 1. Yeah. This is the first story in Creepy Volume 1. It's right here. You can't trick me. This is the same story. So did they... I didn't know this. They reprinted stories for Eerie. Maybe when they were down a story or something. Interesting. Did not know that. I don't necessarily feel cheated, but I'm a little sussy. Okay, that's interesting. Very weird. I'm going to attempt to get all these on... This is a 30-minute haul video. I'm going to go quick. This was a lot of books. It was 2 months worth, to be fair. I didn't like go crazy or anything. It just happens to be 2 months worth of books. It's 2 months worth of books that I wish I could have shown off in 2 separate videos, because then I could have read some of them. Like Moonray. I was not that excited to read Moonray until I showed the interiors. I hadn't seen them. Look at that! It's dripping in Mobius in my eyes. And that's just cool. It feels like Brandon Graham has a style like that, so maybe he's when it's more flat like that. But when you get the more like shaded, painterly stuff, maybe that's Penalta. I don't know. I clearly cannot fit. Just slammed the camera. I can't fit everything on here. Oh no! I'm not even done. Reverse. I'm not done. I missed a whole stack of books. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. We're doing this quickly. Die Dark. Volume 6. I thought I did them all because I did so many and I missed... Okay. Die Dark, Volume 6. By Q Hayashida. Published by 7 Seas. Retails for $14 US. I don't even have Volumes 3, 4, or 5. I just know I want to get the whole series as it's coming out, so I got on the pre-order bandwagon, and I started pre-ordering these books. I'm going to back order 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, and 5. And that's how it's going to happen. It looks awesome. Crazy. Acid. Sci-fi. Horror. Nuts. Looks crazy. Kaiju number 8. Volume 9. Similar situation. I don't think I have 7 or 8. But I love the series. And this was on pre-order, so I wanted to get on the pre-order bandwagon. And I'm not going to look at this because I don't want to spoil myself. Awesome series. I've covered it on the channel before. Then... a Kickstarter I ordered forever ago, AxWielder John by Nick Pitara, finally showed up in early December. like very early December. Been holding on to this forever. I've already read it twice because I read the digital copy they sent us months and months, like over a year ago, maybe. Maybe early 23. Ooh, signed? You kidding me? Ooh, I feel cool now. Ooh, it bleeds through right there. I don't care. Yeah, it's Nick Batara's new series that I hope he continues, and it's AxWielder John, just the hyper rendered. From what I read, I'm not an artist, so every comic page is usually done on a certain like dimensions. On the paper is a certain dimensions. Every panel of this story he does on those dimensions. So it's a page. What would normally be a page is a panel. So he's just going hyper detailed, you know, really going for it. Original artists must love that, right? Because then people that collect original art, just every panel is its own thing. Crazy. I wonder how he sold it. I wonder if he sold them in panels or in pages. Extremely bloody, extremely violent, extremely off the cuff feeling. It was a really fun story. I'll cover it on the channel when I read it again. You're here for the Nick Batara art. It's just wacky. Love his style. Just, yeah, really weird stuff, man. Love these guys too. Okay, gotta get to the last book. I don't know what I'm doing. Inside the Mind of Sherlock Holmes by Cyril... I'll show you. And Benoit Dahan. Cyril Lyron? I don't know. The Case of the Scandalous Ticket. And it's got this die-cut profile of Sherlock Holmes. And here's the interior. It's awesome. Published by Titan. Retails for $25. I just saw this on Amazon as I was perusing, and I was like, what the hell? This is awesome. This art looks incredible. By Benoit Dahan. Like, look at this. Panel structure-wise, creative. The line work is nuts. The coloring looks fantastic. Let me see if he did the coloring as well. Yeah, I mean, usually European artists do their own coloring, so it looks like he did. Just everything about this just screams originality, creativity, fun. Like, it just looks fun to read. And yeah, and I love a good mystery. I'm not in love with Sherlock Holmes per se, but I love a good mystery, and he's usually around those. Yeah, just super, super visually. It stands out a lot, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. This video's gone so long, my brain's kind of melted. But, yeah. The artistry on display here is just nuts. Benoit Dahan, I'm going to be looking out for that name, because, wow. Yeah. And is it like the DeLuca effect or something? It's a very niche concept that someone, I think, coined, like, on Twitter, but I don't have another word for it, where it's a figure repeating on a static background, repeating themselves to show movement. A frequent comic thing. It just needs a name. I think it was the DeLuca effect or something to that effect, but that's what this would be here. And I love that. I love when that's used, because it's just such a comic thing. It's something you need and can only really have in this medium, and it's awesome. It's doing it again. But yeah, now I will put all the books together because I'm actually done. I hope I didn't lose anybody when I said I was done and then I had to go back. Yeah, that was a lot of books. I can't fit them all. I'm sorry, I really can't. I'll do my best. I mean, it's already like piled to the camera. I can't get anything up here. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. This is like the longest video on my channel, probably. It's like 20 books. I really appreciate you watching, especially if you didn't jump out before I did the false outro. Really appreciate it. New video next week on the Meta Baron's second cycle. It's awesome, crazy, sci-fi, Jodorowsky, acid trip, nuts. You know how it is. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace.